Namaste yogis, hope you all are doing well. Thank you for watching my videos and my apologies. Last week I couldn't upload any video. I was a little busy. So today I'm back and today my topic is about pranayama. So pranayama, as we all are doing pranayamas, we are practicing in our own ways or we are guided improperly as we are limited that pranayama is only the breath work, but it's not. So this video is quite interesting. It's going to be very informative. I would ask you to stay tuned, watch the video fully. I will go through with the definition of pranayama, and as I mentioned, it's not limited only with physical exercise. It has a deep meaning. At the end I will mention to you what is the relation in between asanas and your meditation, why pranayama comes in between. So I will start the video after the meaning of pranayama. First, it starts with our physical practices, but there is the growth. That's why if you will go in Patanjali Yoga Sutras, you will find the way how Patanjali mentioned those 8 limbs, Ashtanga Yoga. So what is the reason that firstly he came with Yama Niyama Asana Pranayama? So he made a proper sequence. He came after the asanas and he mentioned that now we should practice pranayama. That's why I'm trying to give this information, which is very important to share, that pranayama should practice after the asanas or your postures. So as I mentioned, the definition. So the definition of pranayama is it's made of 2 words, prana plus ayama. So as I always say, if you're a sincere yogi, you should know all the terminologies. The pros are that every practice is so good, and the consequences could be that if we are not practicing in that proper way as it was assigned, there is a reason to practice in a proper way. So prana is our vital force. So we are based on this vital force. As you know, we cannot survive without prana. So each and every single prana is bringing that life to be alive. The second word, ayama. Ayama is to hold or to restrict. Sometimes people are puzzled that ayama is to hold or is to restrict, or it's about to pose. So not to be confused, ayama is to restrict. I mean, there are different practices that we restrict our breathing, and the reason is to expand the lifespan. So if you start to know how to breathe, what are the benefits and what are the consequences if you don't breathe properly? So for pranayama, I think the definition is clear. So to restrict your vital force, to restrict your prana is called pranayama. Not only to restrict, but also to expand. There are different meanings of ayama. Ayama is also to expand. So you are expanding your pranayama. You are expanding this vital force. And there are few practices, they are under pranayama, like KUMBHAKA. So we are restricting. So it depends, it is based on those practices, what you are doing, what you are trying to practice. As I mentioned, this video is very informative. At the end, now I will mention to you why pranayama should be done in between asanas and meditation. So the reason is, in asanas, you can see we work on our cardiovascular system, right? The heartbeats are high, the system becomes more active. And what pranayama does, you can try, you can practice. I'm not talking about any specific asana or pranayama today. I'm just going in the depth of pranayama. Like, why should I do pranayama? So now the point is, why should I do? Because when I'm practicing postures, my breathing is abnormal, right? The pulse rate is high, the heartbeats, they will become faster. So that's the reason what we do, we start to breathe. And there are different breathing practices. I have separate videos on different pranayamas, but today I'm talking about how breathing. So in a normal way, your breathing needs to be constant, it needs to be clear, and it should be without any hesitance. So what happens, that if you're breathing regularly, you're breathing deeply, your lungs, they expand. And the real fact is, why pranayama is like a mediator in between asanas and meditation? Because for meditation, you cannot touch that highest point without settling your breath. You can try. One simple question: can you practice meditation when you are angry, when you have so much frustration inside, when you are not in a good mood, right? So please put in comments, can you practice? Or if not, so why should not? Maybe, as I'm defining, that what pranayama does, it calms you down, right? It calms your nerves. So that's the reason that pranayama should practice in between asanas, and meditation is between, it's in between of these two, but the reason is to expand your energy. And you can imagine, if you are a meditation practitioner, as Swami Ramdev, he mentions that meditation brings that joy in your life. Yoga with Kassandra, she mentions that meditation brings that internal joy, internal love. You feel that ecstasy in your life. So that's the reason that we bring pranayama after the postures. If you have any query, if you have any question, please feel free to put the comments. And if you like the video, please don't hesitate to press the like button. Please subscribe the channel if you are a newcomer on my channel. And as usual, thank you for watching. Namaste.